Unless you think we'll never have economic problems and market problems again, the next one's going to be worse because the debt, since then, the debt has skyrocketed everywhere in the world. At the moment, the US dollar is going down, so that means somebody's selling it. But most countries in the world, I anyway, I wonder all the time about where to put my money, and I don't find any place that's really a great alternative to the US dollar at the moment. Everybody should own some gold and silver as an insurance policy, if nothing else. And if you're really good at it, which I'm not, but if you are, you can buy and get the timing right. You can make a fortune in gold and silver. But everybody should own some. Now, the academics and the politicians, they will say, forget gold. Gold is absurd. Well, I'm an old peasant, and all of us old peasants know we want some gold over there in the closet or under the bed if and when things go wrong, despite what the academics, despite what the politicians say. So everybody should own some gold. You have life insurance, you hope you never need it. You have health insurance, you hope you never need it. But you better have some gold and silver and hope you never need it. Well, as I look around, the cheapest asset class, bonds are in a bubble. And never in history have bonds been this expensive. Stocks are beginning to form bubbles. Property in some countries. Silver's down 45% from its all-time high. Sugar's down 70 or 80% from its all-time high. Agriculture has been a disaster for decades. If you look around the world, oil is battling strong in the last year, but it's still down over 50% from its all-time high. So the cheapest asset class I see at the moment are commodities, and money printing is going on like crazy. So I would suspect that commodities will continue going up for a while. Well, this certainly has been the worst in my lifetime. We've had a huge rally because governments everywhere have printed and spent staggering amounts of money. Just means the next time it's going to be worse still. Unless you think we'll never have economic problems and market problems again, the next one's going to be worse because the debt. And in 2008, we had a problem because of debt. Since then, the debt has skyrocketed everywhere in the world. So unless you think we're not ever going to have problems again, then the next one's going to be worse, unless you know something I don't know. Well, at the moment, the US dollar is going down, so that means somebody's selling it. But most countries in the world, I anyway, I wonder all the time about where to put my money, and I don't find any place that's really a great alternative to the US dollar at the moment. The pound sterling, forget it. The euro, maybe temporarily. The Chinese currency, yeah, but it's blocked, so you can't do a lot there. Japan, but they have huge problems in Japan. I am looking every day for the place to put my money. I have not found a suitable long-term place yet. I own a lot of US dollars, but not because it's sound. I own it because during turmoil, people look for a safe haven. Because of history, people think the US dollar is a safe haven, so I own it. If it's going to get overpriced before this is over, then I'll have to sell it. Could turn into a bubble. I'll certainly have to sell it if it turns into a bubble, but not yet. Some money's leaving, but not huge amounts yet.
And you don't think that the US dollar can become or maintain a safe haven status in the future?
Well, yes, for a while, as I said, as the turmoil gets worse, as the bear market worldwide gets worse in the next, few months from now, more money is going to go into the dollar. You don't want to put your money in euros. You don't want to put your money in sterling or pound sterling. None of these things are, they're all less good, at least people think, than the dollar. And so money will flow back into the US dollar and it will get overpriced. If you know a currency that is sound and stable and will survive all of this, please do not say it out loud. Please send me a private email, because I'm looking for that currency. Well, it's usually something we're not looking at. It's usually some small company or small country that gets into trouble, and then things start snowballing. Even if you go back a few months, December and January, markets in some parts of the world were already starting to have problems. And then along came the virus and popped the bubble. It usually works that well. Usually we don't have a worldwide epidemic. But, well, actually, I take that back. We have had worldwide epidemics before, but never before have politicians reacted the wrong way. In 2009, we had the H1N1 virus in America. Well, they didn't close McDonald's. They didn't close the airports. This time, for whatever reason, politicians and academics and journalists seem to have overreacted and said, we have to close the whole world. We've had many epidemics. Never before have we closed the whole world. So in my view, they made mistakes, and that's what has made this so horrible. But we had a lot of debt as well. And so now we have more debt. And next time around, that huge debt is going to leave us all with worse problems. Well, we loved what we did. We spent all of our time thinking about the market, and we both loved it. And we've stayed with what we knew. You want to know how to be a successful investor. The answer is stay with what you know. Don't listen to me. Just stay with what you know. If I told you you can only have 20 investments in your life, you would be very careful. You wouldn't be jumping in and out, listening to hot tips every day, every month. You would stay with what you know, and you would become a successful investor. Everybody watching this knows a lot about something, whether it's fashion or cars or sports or something. When you see something that you know is going to be successful and exciting, don't just say, oh, that's going to be great. Don't tell all you. Then you go and you do your research and you figure out how to and if you should invest and how to invest, and then you invest. You will know it long before I will, or long before other people in the investment community. You will also know when to sell, because you will know when something's going to change again. Nobody likes to hear it. Everybody wants a hot tip. Everybody wants to be rich this month. Well, the second advice is don't listen to hot tips. Stay away from hot tips.
Yeah.
So just stay with what you know. I mean, it's boring and nobody wants to hear it, but that's how you become successful. In those days, we did nothing but focus and concentrate and dig deep and dig deep and dig deep. That's how you become successful. We've had a huge rally because governments everywhere have printed and spent staggering amounts of money. But David, it just means the next time it's going to be worse still. In 2008, we had a problem because of debt. Since then, the debt has skyrocketed everywhere in the world. You want to know how to be a successful investor. The answer is stay with what you know. Don't listen to me. Just stay with what you know.